I'ma let you in. I'ma let you in. Hello. I'ma let you in. The journey, it won't end, but you can tell your friends all about it at the end. I'ma let you in. I'ma let you in. I'ma let you in. The journey, it won't end, but you can tell your friends all about it at the end. I'ma let you in. I'ma let you in. My life I see in colors. I blame it on psychedelics. Just trying to reach new levels and heights to clear my vision. I'm selfish with my love. Now I'm thinking real realistic, like you can't believe.
Oh man, welcome back to the Gray Space. I'm Zeke. That is Dre.
Yepers.
And we got another fire one for you guys this week.
You already know we back at it like a Craftmatic. Make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you're loving the content. Hit that link tree. Follow us everywhere. Now, we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, we do.
And this time I'm going to do it right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When we say music and we add the phrase female artist, it's a short list, unfortunately, that we can come up with. But when we say groundbreaker and we add the phrase female artist, the list gets even shorter. Yet our guest is both. And the quote unquotes have made her much more than the status quo. Her bars showcased on how many mics, diversity shown with short and thick, authenticity displayed on Let You In, and overall talent has made her a staple, not only in the Arizona scene, but everywhere. Her new single, Beautiful, is set to show why she's not one to be played with. She's here to tell her story on the only place stories originate. Please welcome Miss Veen to the Gray Space.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Miss Bean, aka Pretty Kitty, if you nasty.
All right.
You just said slogans and stuff, so you know, gotta come right on in.
You have to.
Yeah, hello, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful to be here with y'all.
Yeah, man, excited. We had you on our list. And so it was only right that, you know, after we had the OGs, man, Buki and Yo on.
Yeah, shouts out to my bros, man.
Yeah.
That was a great interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a really good interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, the interview you guys had with Lex, too, that was good.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was a good time. So it was a good time, you know what I mean? But this is going to be a good-ass time as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? The energy is already nice and
you know what I mean? We wanted to know, you know what I mean? So, yeah, welcome to the Great Space. Thank you for pulling up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like I said in the intro, you've been doing this.
Man, that was a beautiful intro. You got me blushing, so if I'm red right now, y'all, I'm like, wow, you really like put that together well.
Thank you.
I'm truly grateful. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, you've been doing this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You're a staple.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you say, you know, Arizona music scene, you have to say Miss Veen.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, straight up.
And so your story really needs to be told because, you know, when you started getting into this, you had obviously it's already a male dominated genre,
right? Yeah, most definitely.
And you're coming up with, you know, basically all males in the game.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, and heavy hitters.
Yes,
you didn't
part.
You didn't come out quietly.
That part.
You know
no, not at all. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so for you to be able to shine through all of that.
Right.
And break through. Like I say, it really is groundbreaking as a female hip hop artist out of Arizona. Talk to us about those early times and kind of just getting into the music. Like, what is the start of Miss Veen?
Well, you know, that's a great question. So here I get to shine.
Yeah, there it is.
So shouts out to my brother Buki. My brother actually got me into music, and he would always tell me that he saw something in me at a real young age. Okay. Like, because I've always had older siblings. My brother's 10 years older than me.
Okay.
So he seen something in me, like, at a real early age, just how inquisitive I was, how I would always be around him when he was doing music, just always wanted to be under him. So he actually wrote me my first verse, which was like, I want to say it was like maybe like 4 to 5 bars when I was about 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
He said that was like a test for him. So he would repeat it every day to me. You know, I just remember, and even at that young age, how you could still have these images of like certain points in your life to where you really remember that, you know, being coached and just being just well trained. Like when you say I came up under OGs and reputables. So it wasn't like I was thrown in like, oh, you know, this is what you're going to do. I was always given that option, like, is this something that you want to do? It was never forced on me to do music. I just ended up falling in love with music. So it actually happened like that for me. So from 3 to being, you know, 7, I think I was either 7 or 9. I want to say I was 9. The finale dropped 1999. I was 9 years old. And we talking about Battle Cat. We talking about Bookie. We talking about the Stressin' album.
Right.
I was 9 years old, a little girl standing on a stool to even get up to the microphone because I'm so little.
Right.
And I had a verse on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a big moment in my life. And then after that, because my brother was writing my music up until I was 16.
Okay.
Then once I turned 16, I wasn't Lil V no more.
Okay.
So at the Martin Luther Kings, at the Juneteenths and stuff when I'm performing, and you know all these grown people clubs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing Dickies. I got the white T-shirt on because we talking about Lil Romeo, Lil Bow Wow era. Like that's my era. You know what I'm saying? So I got the pullback ponytail, the puff ball. Now, when I turned 16, you know, you start, becoming into a little woman, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want nobody out here thinking, you know what and at the time, I ain't here to disrespect nobody, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like no stud or, you know what I'm saying? I was into boys. I was, you know what I'm saying? That was my thing. So after that, I told my brother, I said, you know, I think I want to start writing my own music. So he challenged me, you know what I'm saying? He gave me a beat, you know what I'm saying? He said, let me see what you come up with, you know, either a hook or a verse. Let me see if you ready, basically. So he threw me the challenge. I bit down on it, you know what I'm saying? He was really impressed. So he kind of allowed me to then start like writing my music and stuff. And he would still like put his little inputs and stuff in as well. But that's when so when I first started, I was Lil Veen. So again, Lil Bow Wow, Lil Romeo eras. Right. And then I transed into Miss Veen. Okay. And that's when I kind of put my own little hat on. I kind of came up out the Dickies and the white T-shirt, and I found me some cute little heels that fit, you know what I'm saying? Cute little tops. And then my journey just picked up from there, and I've never stopped. Yeah.
So let's kind of rewind back a little bit when you were in that younger age, right? Yeah. And what were you listening to? What was like, you know, some like major artists or, you know, what was like the inspiration for you at that young age? Right. Was it more R&B or was it like hip hop or, you know, what was it? What was like
definitely hip hop and rap. But definitely hip hop and rap because I was always around my brother. Okay. So from T.I. to Jadakiss to Eminem, Tupac, Big. Me personally, it was EVE, it was Lauryn Hill, it was Missy Elliott. You know, and like you said, when it comes to females and females in the industry, we have this handful of female artists that, you know, that's what we had to listen to other than niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, my brother's 10 years older than me, so I came up more under like the 80s, early 90s. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a 1990s. That's my era. So I'm 32. But that's really what I grew up was just, and me, I mean, always like, what was I forget the name of that. It was a catalog back in the day where you could buy and you could purchase CDs.
Oh, Columbia House.
No, it was another one, man. It was almost like the East Bay catalog where you could order sneakers and shit through. But it was one where you can purchase a whole bunch of CDs. But I had everybody's album, man, from Brandy, like I said, to T.I., like Tyrese. Me personally, I'm an R&B girl. I love R&B.
I was going to say because I'm listening to your music and I'm like, there's got to be R&B influences in here because it has such a cool like vibes to it, right? Like I love it, right? Yeah. And it's just vibey.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
It's just so cool. That's why I wanted to get like where your inspiration kind of drew from a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
Me personally, because kind of a standpoint where it's like you can listen, but to so much rap. Me personally, you know what I'm saying, and then me being a woman and me still being as feminine as I am, you know, that R&B side. Then, you know, you get to just kind of relax. You get to coast. You know what I'm saying? Then you pick up on, and I am right now to this day as a big Lauryn Hill fan. You know what I'm saying? To where you can create that diversity. Because I don't call myself a singer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I ain't no Whitney Houston or nothing. You know, but I can ride a note or two. Right. You know, like you said, I can ride the wave. I can create a vibe. Then at the same time, I can come with some bars. So where I can kind of evenly match the two if I really wanted to. So shouts out Lauryn Hill on that one. You know, so I'm a big fan of her. Just like how she just went and how she just was so captivating in the music industry, and how she alone was able to make her own sound and be who she is. Because I pride myself on not sounding like nobody, not looking like nobody, not trying to mimic anybody. And that just comes from my upbringing too. It's all about bringing your originality. And being in the Southwest, we kind of like that sometimes, when it comes to our sound or how we look, because I feel like a lot of us gravitate towards, what sounds good or what's booming right now, instead of really realizing where you from, where you come from. I'm born and raised out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so this is all I know.
That is rare, by the way. There's not very many people that you go, you from here?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Born and raised. Yeah. And just to kind of lead back off what, what you were saying as far as like just my name and my brand that I've built up. So it's not just, oh, that's Bookie's little sister.
Right.
I don't get that. Younger when you Bookie little sister, of course I'm gonna get that, but no, that's Miss Veen.
Right.
And a lot of people I really respect, just because they can see that I didn't have to ride my brother's wave. I don't have to go places and say, oh yeah, I'm Bookie's sister, I'm Bookie's sister. I go in first saying I'm Miss Veen.
Right.
By the way, I'm Bookie's sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lead with that. I want to lead with me first so you can understand and see where I'm built. And then when you start doing your history on me, you're like, oh, okay, so that's bro. She grew up under him. Oh, she know him. Oh, okay. You put it all together, you're like, wow. So that's why she a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And growing up under men, I got a lot of game.
Right.
I soaked up a lot of game sitting up in the studio with grown men. Like, we talking about they in they earlies to mids to late 20s and all just sitting around them and being the only female around a lot of men. So that's where I got and soaked up a lot of my game, too.
And that's a great point, because my next question to you was the intent. It was very purposeful, as you said, 9 years old, you know what I mean, laying down, getting on the track. But even as you started to go through this journey as Miss Veen, you were popping up on songs that were like important to the culture at the time, you know what I mean? Especially when you talk about 2005, 2006, 05 to 09, you know what I'm saying? When things was just really getting crazy. And it seemed intentional to make sure, like, we're putting Miss Veen front and center on this one in particular, this one in particular. Talk to us about that and how that's helped you kind of move forward, and even now how you attack it from having that, in the past.
Yeah, so when you think about those years from 2005 to 2009, that's like my whole high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, from freshman year to senior year, that right there was like the most active for me in building my name, from being like a little girl to now it's like, okay, now I'm a teenager. Like you said, now I'm getting featured on tracks. But because in the hip hop community out here in Arizona, I want to say, like, maybe even everywhere, if you got a name for yourself and you are a somebody, it's almost like a round table where you got to make sure that you fuck with these individuals. You know what I'm saying? When you come out with a song, and I expressed all of my gratitude and stuff, because like you said, you could have went to any other female or you could have been searching, but I have become such a staple in a household name to where it's like, nah, if you want to, you got a good song and you can hear a female on it, you're not going to waste no time. You're going to make sure that I'm on it.
Right.
And I make sure that you know that I should be on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And fuck all the humbleness, you know what I'm saying? I know my talents, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not one to sit back and be like, no, I'm like, you trying to make a hit? Let's go ahead and do that. But just from that time, from 05, like you said, to 09, the hip hop scene was crazy. It was a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Even my brother, he dropping project, everybody around us dropping projects. We had a studio off of 19th Avenue in Glendale called the Hit Lab Studio.
Okay.
And we had it in-house. So from beat making to producing to photo shoots, personal assistants, you know what I'm saying? My cousin in there doing the graphic work. So we really had built like that in-house. And I think that was another way that I was able to really be like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Music is up until then, because I hadn't started to venture out to become a businesswoman yet. So it was all just music. That was it. Right. That was it. And I had dropped my mixtape entitled Hello. And it was hosted by DJ John Blaze. Shouts out John Blaze. Yeah, we had fun with that one. And then I put that one out, and it did numbers, because back in the day, now we say back in the day, it really wasn't back in the day, but, CDs, you know what I'm saying? Everything went digital.
It feel like back in the day.
You feel? I'm like, right, because I'm like, we had a backpack full of CDs.
Right. Yep.
Man. I'm popping the trunk on niggas like, what's up? I had a backpack. It was just, we was out there really just pushing it, and that was another way that I was able to kind of, get myself more out there too, is because it's like, well, I'm out there. Yeah. I'm not just sitting there waiting for the opportunities to come to me. I've never been a waiter. I don't wait for shit. I get out there, I hustle, I grind, I motivate myself to say, hey, if this is something that I want, then I know I got to go and get it. Because the opportunities are going to come to me, but you got to put in that dedication. You got to put in that work. You can't just desire it and then just sit back and chill and be like, hey, I know I'm a great rapper, but I'm going to wait for so-and-so, to get at me on this one, or I'm waiting for him, or I'm going to wait for my brother to put me in position. No.
Right.
Never has and never will be Veen. Right. And I think that's why I get a lot of that respect, too, because it's like, you come to me, I'm not going to waste no time. Right. Anytime somebody come at me and need a feature, I got a 24-hour turnaround time.
That's dope.
I'm not playing no games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make you wait 3-4 days for a verse from me. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You got the studio. We're going to set it up, whatever, but I got a 24-hour time to get this verse out to you. Yeah, I love it. It's
That's rare. That's rare to have because, motherfuckers be trying to marinate on shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or they do it and then they be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get it over to you. You know what I'm saying? It just never happens.
Never happens. Yeah, it's never happened to me. I ain't never said it, and then, you know what I'm saying? It might have been a reverse thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was waiting on somebody where I'm like, okay, I got the verse done. I didn't have the verse done for you for a week. You don't want it?
Right.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to put it on something new. It's going to be fucked up. These bars going crazy. These bars, I done ate this shit up. I got it in the catalog. I'm going to use that for my project. So it's like, hey.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But with me, I stand by my word, though. I'm really big on that as well.
Dope.
Yeah.
So 2005, 2009, mid 2000s to 2023 now. Do you like the hustle that it was back then compared to what it is now? Because now, I mean, you're streaming, right?
Right.
And it's a different process, right? Is. Do you like the process now, or do you kind of miss the process that it was back in those mid 2000 eras?
That's a very good question, because everything has their pros and their cons. I feel like back in the day when it was like the CD and the push and the drive, it's almost like you had more of that hunger in you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to the mall, I know I'm grabbing an outfit, but in the same time, I'm like, oh, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? I'm more in person. Mm-hmm. I'm building relationships in person, being like, hey, take a chance to listen to my CD. Oh, I don't have $5. I don't need your money. I just want you to listen to me. I just want you to follow me. I just want you to become a fan and love my music, because this is what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for my friends, my family, and for the masses. But like you said, nowadays with the digital, it's almost like everybody's behind the scene. Mm-hmm. But it kind of works out, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you've already been in it. I'm not a newbie in it, so I don't know how it is being a newbie coming in it.
Right.
If it's easier or more harder. But
do you like it? Do you like this, what has now become
a little bit easier?
Yeah.
I like it easy. You know what I'm saying? I like it easy. It's cool for me. I'll be at a 50-50. Yeah,
because some people, I think, miss. Like, we talked to your brother, Buki and Yo, like, they like it too now, as far as that, but they kind of miss that hustle, of like getting out there, and just kind of like face to face.
Yeah.
With
it's
people.
The interaction.
Yeah.
That's it. I would say I'll probably miss that more, just the interaction. But like you said, so now you have streaming services that you on to where now you can broadcast yourself. You can talk about your brand. You can talk about your music, and you can create that personable relationship and have them go follow you on your Instagram or subscribe to your YouTube channel and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you just got to kind of catch it a little bit more. But now we ain't got to spend money on pressing up CDs.
That's true.
Buying inserts for CDs, you know what I'm saying? So when you think about, the money behind the scenes, because now you're more concentrating on, Google ads or paying to, get your ads boosted to see more people and have more people come and visit you and stuff like that. So it's a 50-50. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good question. I like that. Okay. I like good questions like that, man.
He's all right.
That. He's all right with me.
All right.
Okay, got me thinking. I like that one. 50-50.
So he's all right, man. So let's fast forward.
Yes, sir.
More to the present, but I'd say like within the last year. Okay. Super active over the last year.
Thank you.
Again, I don't know why this word keeps popping in my head, but the intent. It's like you've really been out there, features. Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, but your sound is really changing but evolving in a different way.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And unique.
Thank you.
Very unique.
Like I
love it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
The music that you put out over the last couple of years has been you haven't taken away the essence of kind of who you are.
Right.
You can still hear that, and you're definitely doing a great job of taking the new wave and blending it in.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And so talk to us about this transition, because like you said, you know, not only is the hustle different, but the music is different.
Right.
The sound is different.
Right.
You know, you're talking about Eve and Lauryn Hill, and like that's a totally different sound.
Right.
So
Right.
talk to us about how you've been navigating and how you are kind of moving through this new wave, and what's your kind of plan of attack?
I'll just start with self-growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have grown a lot in like when you come to like going through relationships or just find out who you are as a woman, stepping into your beauty, stepping into the love that you have for yourself. So I had went through a very, very traumatic experience, and it started to lead me down like my path of like this spiritual journey.
Okay.
So, and I've always been very deep with my music, but I've always kind of had that, where do I fit in? Like, where's my pocket? Right. You know how people say you got a pocket, but I realized that I don't need to be in pocket. That's not me. It doesn't fit my persona. It doesn't fit who I am as a person, because I'm so uniquely made to where it's like I'm able to have a little bit of a pocket, but like you said, bring and create my uniqueness. So now it's like I'm not 17, 18, 19 years old doing music anymore. I'm now in my late 20s. I'm 32 now, so I'm in my early 30s now doing music to where I'm like, I want to talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? I want to create that type of music where you don't have to worry about. And, like, I don't cuss a lot in my music because I don't have to.
Right.
I don't have to do that. Like, the way that I speak, I can literally have a whole song. You might hear maybe with my last record, it was 2 or 3 little cuss words. Because I want to be inspiring to young girls. I want to be inspiring to women. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I'm not the typical. So, I like you said, I can't be that. So the growth in my music, and I'm very appreciative for you even saying that and noticing that, is because I need for people to notice that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can take it, you can rap, because anybody could put a beat on. I got bars for days. But when it comes to creating concepts, when it comes to actually creating music to where you can put it on and you can have your 11-year-old daughter sit in the car and you don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, somebody just talking about some dick or something. You like, she can actually hear these words and feel inspired or feel motivated in some way or some aspect. Or even a grown woman, as I talk and how I spit in the things that I try to bring the relevance to. It's like, you know, the empowerment of women is very kind of wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because I'm a black woman at that, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, I'm never in competition with nobody. I'm never really trying to worry about what this man is doing or what this woman is doing. But when you listen to my music and you hear me, I'm gonna make sure that you feel it. Right. I want you to feel it. I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. So exile the beat, all of that. It's like, pay attention to the words and take something from it. So now that I'm in my new transition and I'm going, like, I'm in my early 30s, like I tell people, like, the 30s is lit, okay? They say the 30s is the new 25, baby, but I'm liking the fuck out of this. I'm like, no, I'll be 30 forever. I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm able to just walk into this new realm of like, wow, you know, what is life? What this is really life. You know what I'm saying? I've seen somebody's life get taken in front of me. That shit hit different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody say, like, you know, oh, nobody's promised tomorrow. You know, you better live for the day. You better. But when you really see that, and then you really then value, and it's like, okay, let me go ahead and, you know, I want to revert back. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can make some cool little rowdy music. I can make the ass shaking music. Right. That's easy. I can talk about sex all day. I'm a freak. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. That shit flow. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, salute. That's easy. Right. But can you really draw somebody in? Like, and when I'm on stage performing, and you know what I'm saying, everybody head nod and the head nod stop because now they're just fully focused on me and listening to what I'm saying. That shit hit different. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't bypass the beat that feel good to you. Now you're like, oh shit, you get somebody in the crowd like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I get my sisters or just women in general who can really relate. So that's kind of where I'm at now with kind of gearing my music, and not to say that none of my music has substance before, you know what I'm saying? Because you can go back in my catalog. Everything that I talk about, I'm true blue to it. I'm not making up no shit. I'm not just saying shit, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm kind of leaning towards like I kind of mentioned earlier, just falling into a little bit more of a pocket to where I kind of want my music to stem this way. Because I just want to motivate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let people know, like, you can always level up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always leveling up. Don't think that just because today or I want to start working out, so fuck, I got to wait till Monday. No, you can wake up. You can do it tonight. Shit.
Right.
Do 50 sit-ups before you take your ass to bed and start your journey. Start that to where it's like, we don't have to wait for shit.
Right.
And that's where I'm at with this, because I know we'll probably get into that, but I had took a little bit of time off of music and built my brand, built my business. And then I said, okay, that was good. I did that. Now I'm like, got that. So now music is like on the forefront for me again. So that's why I'm coming with these. I got this EP. It's called Let You In. I'm dropping it this summer. I'm dropping 3 singles off of it. So I had Let You In.
Yes.
Beautiful is next. That drops April the 21st. Y'all got the exclusive. You know what I'm saying? First interview, since the dropping of my singles this month. And then follow suit featuring Buki. I got my brother on one, so that'll be my third one that we're gonna drop. Then I'm gonna release the EP entitled "Let You In." So I got everything. It's a motivating EP. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I want people to know that they can go get it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta wait for nobody. Don't wait for nobody. Cause I go by desire, dedication, and trust. You have your desire, so whatever you set your mind to, you put that dedication behind it. So like you said, my work. I do everything by myself. I wear all these hats by myself.
Right.
I don't have a manager.
Okay.
I built my own street team. I got a promo team that I put together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just leaving it up to trust. So I'm going to leave it up to, God and the universe, the divine and source to help just guide me and bring such opportunities to me and just let everything, flourish from there.
So let's get into that. Let's get into Let You In.
Okay.
Because
I love Let You In.
But just real quick. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
You can ask your question,
get your shit off, man. I'm gonna let you get your shit off, man.
I'm telling you, if you guys have not listened to this, go listen to it. It's a vibe.
Thank you.
So just for your knowledge a little bit, and for everybody else there that doesn't know, Dre and myself, we kind of come from music engineering.
Okay.
The background on that. So we've worked on music and stuff like that in past, and still do a little bit here and there. And I can't stress enough how well this is like produced, mixed, mastered, everything, right?
Thank
and there's
you.
like little nuances. It's a vibe. It's the best way I can say it. I absolutely adore this song. I really do.
I can tell you lit and all.
It's awesome.
Smiling and shit.
You see how his shoulders went up into his...
He like, no, feel
his
this.
shoulders went up into his ears.
But I love music, though. I love music,
that
right?
part,
And I love when music just touches me.
Yeah.
Even if it's like lyrically not what... music is awesome because it just affects you in so many different ways.
There you go.
On so many different levels.
There you go.
And I just love it for that reason alone. Because when it hits you, it just hits you.
Come on now.
If it's a vibe and you feeling it, it's a vibe always.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, it's time for this.
Yeah.
And that's what Let You In is, And
Thank you.
I love it so much. Go ahead, ask.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
He got me blushing.
I mean, he really took a lot of the words I was going to say, but yes, I agree, and the message behind it. I thought the things that you were talking about, inside of the verses, you really are saying this is who I am,
Right.
and take it or leave it.
Right.
This is who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think, for one, to your point, that's important. Because like you said, especially as a female and as a black female, those voices don't get heard. Same thing we talked to Lex about. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, because you do want to follow what you see.
Right.
And what we see is, no offense, right? But this is what we see. We see Meg Thee Stallion. We see Cardi B. We see Nicki Minaj. We see that, right? And then now the young ones, the Ice Spices of the world, right?
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also important to showcase, like, you can have a short and thick,
right,
and then have a Let You In,
right?
And I think that's important. So talk to us about, for one, the EP.
Okay.
Let's really dive into that, and talk to us about your lead single off of that, Let You In.
Let You In was produced. The beat was produced by Main Ingredient. I also recorded with my bro, so shouts out Main Ingredient. Okay. I know he just recently dropped a project as well.
Okay.
I was over at the studio recording something else with him, and I was like, let me hear some beats. And that was the first one that he played.
Oh, wow.
And when we talk about captivating, when it grabs you and it's for you, that's what that is. So he played another one after that. I said, I'm good. Let's go back to that because I know what I like. You feel me? Like, right, I'm at a stage in my life where I know what I like, I know what I don't like. So we don't have to go and do all this extra shit. He went back. I came up with a hook before I even left his studio. I came up with the hook. I went home. I think I probably had the song done within a day or two. Like, it grabbed me so I said, wow. I said, this is going to be my single off of, because I didn't even have a name for the EP yet, but I came up with that when I said Let You In. I said I want that to be the name of my EP as well, because I want to let people into what I would say like a new me. Okay. Like, you know, when you really find yourself and you really fall in love with yourself, it's almost like every day is a new day. I'm not even the same person I was yesterday because of the knowledge that I gained from yesterday's experiences that have now folded and molded me into another person that I'm here today. Yeah. And whatever I'm doing here today, whatever opportunities come, okay, so here comes tomorrow. Now that's my elevation.
Right.
So with Let You In, I really prided myself on, like you said, just let me give you just a little. I feel like it was just a nice little sprinkle, like a little Obey season on some salmon. You know what I'm saying? Right before you throw that bitch, you like, let me dash it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it in the oven. Yeah. Because it was like an introduction to me. Because I do have a lot more, you know, new fans. I do have a lot of people that are kind of being like, oh, Miss Veen, okay, well, who is she? Mm-hmm. You know, they didn't go back in my catalog. Right. They didn't do their research. Right. They didn't, you know, they don't have no history on me. So I'm like, for those of the people that are just coming in and wanting to know who I am, this is going to be that intro to that. Okay. So let me let you in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let you into my little new age hippie side. You know what I'm saying? Right. All the way to where I'm at as a woman and how I feel and how I move, and you know the motivation and the dedication that I put within myself, being able to, you know, draw in these type of opportunities and stuff for myself. Okay. And just hoping that anybody that hears that record, they can feel inspired to do the same thing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And let a person in. Yeah. It's okay to let a person in. You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
Yeah, let some guards down, let some walls down. So that, along with Beautiful, Follow Suit, Level Up, all of these songs that are going on this EP is to show, like, stages. They're stages. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about, like, the women in the industry nowadays, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like we lack some substance of, like, even how we talk about men, how we make men out to be, or how you always just want some money from a nigga. You don't need a nigga for shit. You want dick. But half everybody is single and wanting to be married and lonely, and you know what I'm saying? You can talk all this shit, but at night you sit back, you like, damn, you know, is it me? You know, why can't I find a man or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that goes into that too, and why I say what I say in certain, like, my lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Because you can talk about, you know, niggas ain't shit, but how's shit? That's fun. But at the same time, with my new single, Beautiful, I actually dedicated my second verse to men. Like, it's dedicated to the men. I talked to them. I wanted them to know, like, you are a king. You are a god. You know what I'm saying? And if ain't nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because men, and especially black men, is what I have to zone in on. And wearing that wet blanket all the time and carrying so much. And we've always been taught, or men have been taught, to hide their emotions. You don't cry, you a pussy. You know what I'm saying? You just take on, you take care of the family. You're supposed to handle all this. But at the end of the day, is anybody really asking you where your energy levels are? Is anybody really sitting back? And if you have a significant other, or if you have just a friend in your life, is there anybody that's really concerned about your livelihood at this point? Or is it just like, well, nigga, you better keep going. You know what I'm saying? Then you fuck around and catch a heart attack. They're like, God damn, we didn't even know that nigga was going through all of that. Right. You never asked. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's another like road that I'm going down with my music too. You know what I'm saying? Because I got another song in my catalog that's called Queen. You know, he need a queen like me. And I'm talking about women, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's okay to cook. It's okay to clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm Muslim too, so my upbringing and my background is totally different. I come from a 2-parent household. My mother was Muslim. She converted my father. My father, he's open spiritually, like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like how I am as well, you know, just understanding life and stuff like that. But my background is a little bit different, and I think that also has a lot to do with my music and how I approach things. Is because I look at it from a different point of view. Right. I like to sit back and kind of see, and like what I said earlier, I don't pride myself on sounding like everybody else. Right. So if everybody is talking about fuck a nigga, I'm going to say let's love a nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like get money from a nigga. I'm going to be like, well, I got my own money. Yeah. That's easy. Right. But can I build with a motherfucker? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Can we create an empire? Can we create generational wealth with a person and stuff like that? So this EP is all about leveling up. You know what I'm saying? Follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. You know, I'm going to help open up some doors for you. I'm going to help to kind of create a different thought process than what you might been programmed to actually think. It's time to start reprogramming ourselves. So this EP is definitely one of those where it's like, okay, she talking about something. Yeah. You know, and she ain't just talking about nothing simple neither. Right. Yeah, I'm going to get your attention. I'm going to hold on to that shit too. Yeah. So.
And I do want to get into the upcoming single, but I kind of want to wait on that a little bit.
Well, that's fine.
I have, I think what's interesting is because what a lot of music is doing today is they're releasing in singles. What was the motivation? Why did you want to put it in an EP? You know what I mean? As like an actual project, right? What was the motivation behind it? Because you can just take all those and just put them all out as singles. Why didn't you do that?
I haven't dropped the project. I've never dropped the album. Okay. That I never pride myself on. I just felt like, just me personally, like I'm not going to do the whole album thing until I feel like I'm in a position where I'm like, my album is going to be heard and be respected and loved as what an album is, like Jay-Z or anybody else's album that you would buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going bigger. I'm thinking broader. So with singles, that's what I did all last year. I dropped singles. I just wanted to do singles because I'm kind of testing the waters, like you said, with this new thing. Like, I'm trying to see where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? So the singles, everybody gravitated towards. But then I was like, damn, like, I did my mixtape and stuff and I've dropped all these singles, but I really wanted to put together a project and I want to put these songs on the project. Right. So I want you to anticipate what is on this girl's project. Okay. She's talking about this EP. Well, we done heard Let You In. I'm in love with that. Okay, we got Beautiful. Oh shit, Follow Suit. She got a brother. She got more. Now I'm like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? She ain't dropping these. So I want to see what is her project. So I kind of set it up to where I want to build that anticipation. I want to build like that, taking it back. You know what I'm saying? To where when we used to have the mixtapes and more albums created to where it's like you're looking forward to it because you didn't drop these certain singles where it's like, wow. So what else is on here? Right. You know what I'm saying? So now when I say, oh, my EP is dropping on such and such date, they didn't already heard these songs. So they're like, I know it's only going to get greater. Right. I want to hear this. Right. So that was kind of like my thought process on it. It's like giving you a little gift. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wrap it up for you. I'll give you a little card on top. You know, you always got that birthday card on top. You open that one first. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I got me a little gift card. Now what's in the box? Right. So that EP is that box. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And you open up a little bit, you know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Damn. I love it.
Yeah, that's where we at with it, man.
So, I heard a such and such, but I didn't hear no numbers attached to the such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's done on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So just know it's dropping during this summer, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, we gonna do the summer because, we in spring right now.
Okay.
So,
all right. Fair enough.
I'm spring chickening y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
So, like you said, you went on a hiatus.
Yes, sir.
And then came back out swinging. And then, like you said, you falling in love with yourself and really finding the new Miss Veen.
Right.
Talk to us about the hiatus, though, because I always feel like when people, and people need to learn how to do this, too. Like, we talked to Sir Will about the same thing. Like, when you step away from something, like, how much clearer did it make it for you coming back into it? How was the hiatus? What were you going through? And how did that help you kind of on your new journey? You know what I mean?
With me, I had actually... See, I always I just be doing different stuff all the time. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing different stuff. So I was so used to doing music, being out, being in the club scene, being around people to where it was like, it was struggling for me to find a relationship. Okay. Because being in the industry, just like a woman dating a man in the industry, they have to be comfortable with that. Right. I'm always around men. I'm always in the studio. Everybody think, you know what I'm saying, it's always these big old parties in the studio. And it's like, little do you know, motherfuckers just being there working and smoking weed. Right. It ain't a whole bunch of really nothing going on.
No, right.
So I ended up getting into a relationship. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to do something different. I was like, I just kind of want to take a break.
Okay.
You know, just being busy all the time and always having to, because back then I wasn't as open and as I am now, you know what I'm saying, with understanding because I was younger.
Right.
So got into a relationship and stuff like that. And I said, I want to do something different. So that's where the business kind of kicked up for me. So when I went into my hiatus, I was always still consistent. Because consistency is key.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never stopped doing music.
Okay.
I just wasn't working on any projects. I was still doing features.
Right.
I was still writing music. My brother's still giving me beats. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to shows and supporting. But I was like, I kind of want to do something different. I want to venture into something else because I'm not just a rapper, and I tell everybody this all the time. I'm a businesswoman. I look at rap like a business.
Right.
I make it make sense for me.
You
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm not just here just always want to rap or be in front of something. I'm like, no, I'm building something. I'm building an empire, and I'm also building a brand.
Right.
So other than Miss Veen came Pretty Kitty, which is my edible company.
Okay.
So that's when I started to get in because I love smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but how can I make money off of something that I love to do?
Yes.
Like, where's that? How we do that?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
great question.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I kind of opened myself up to that. And I was already so popular with the music to where when I started my business, I had so much support.
Right.
And I had so many people just like, oh, Vin, you doing something else?
Right.
Oh, we gonna gravitate toward that. We gonna support you with that too.
Right.
And that right there, that was like, oh, okay, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up taking, and my hiatus was really me building my brand and my business.
Okay.
So me actually stepping into businesswoman shoes other than just rap shoes
Right.
that I had always been feeling.
Right.
So while I was on my hiatus, I concentrated on Pretty Kitty, the brand, the business behind it. And then while being in a relationship, you know, when you get into relationships, you lose yourself. You try to make that person happy. You want to do whatever in your power. And as a woman and how I love, you allow people to kind of mold you in a sense.
Okay.
And I had got molded a little bit.
Okay.
So it didn't take me a long time to get out of that hiatus, but it took me a longer time to get out of that hiatus because you with somebody, you know how they feel about something, you're trying to make that person happy. Now you're trying to make yourself happy. Music is a part of me. This is something, like you said, when it hits you, it feels good. I love doing this shit. I'm passionate for it. So I got the fuck out of that relationship. Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the fuck up out of here. Because as I started to do and to be, and to kind of go back a little bit when I said that I seen somebody lose their life in front of me, that all happened while I was in that relationship. It didn't happen out here. It was in Pennsylvania. That's where my dad's from.
Okay.
So he's from the East Coast. My grandmas, my aunties, my uncles, and everybody back there. So when I came back, I realized in that moment, when you're in a relationship with someone, but you can't talk to them about a traumatic experience because, you know, for one, either they're not going to relate or they're not going to be able to comfort you in a way that you need to be comforted.
Right.
That was all I needed. It was almost like a light bulb. Like, that situation had to happen for me to then get my shit back into gear. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up, baby girl. What do you really want?
Right.
You really don't want this. You're comfortable right now. And it doesn't fuel me to be comfortable in any situation. When I'm comfortable, I get bored, I start doing extra shit. It don't make sense.
That's
I always got to be on the move. I always got to be doing something. It fuels me. So got out of that relationship, and it was kind of like that endurance kind of kicked back up into me. Okay. So I'm like, okay, now I was able to build my business. I got that. I'm sitting comfortable with that. But music is always like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm right here.
And if it ain't in me, it's around me. Hey, V, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You ain't dropping no more projects? Girl, what you doing? Like, oh, V, you know what I'm saying? So it was always just there. And then that's when I was like, okay. And I had to ask myself, because I have talks with myself, like, what is it that you really want to do? Do you want to just continue to take a break from music and you only want to focus on your edible company? Or do you want to go back and do music? But not just do music like how you was doing it. I'm talking about do this shit like you ain't never done it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna just come back and this motherfucking float through, is you? No. And like you said,
she preaching the gospel.
Okay, you better say that church. Say that church. I ain't gonna play no motherfucking games. I'm gonna let you in. That's how I approached it. And like I said, I wear all the hats. So I'm my own manager. I'm my own marketing team. I build a promo team. I'm like, okay, so if I'm doing all of this, I need to really show niggas. Because you get that, you know, and I'm a woman in the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to show women. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, us as women, we got to stick together. We can show these niggas together.
Right.
But I'm going to show you niggas who the fuck I am, for real. Because at the end of the day, being a woman, being empowered, Niggas like it, and then they don't like it.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine with me. You know what I'm saying? But you would never get me in the motherfucking studio and talk my panties off, baby. Because for one, my daddy was a pimp. Understand that utmost, you know what I'm saying? And my brother, he's a businessman, so I got you can't do that to me,
right?
And I'm really blessed and highly favored, because anybody that I do work with and stuff, they know that they really can't do that to me,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But men gonna be men.
Right,
I'm a beautiful woman. Shoot your shot, baby. Give me my compliments. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it all day, but don't overstep no boundaries. If I come to work, I come to work.
Right.
So when I came back into it, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this music shit. This is for real. That's kind of piggyback of what you said. Like, I'm knocking down doors.
Right.
I'm in your inbox like, hey, I'm trying to get an interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got to pay something, let me know what that is. But I got this project, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard of me, whatever. Or even just how I speak. Like, I'm really big on affirmations and mantras. So everything that I talk, like, and how I am, like, I say it fluently every day to myself.
Okay.
Like, I draw in business opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I draw in money. It just comes to me. So believe it or not, a lot of the times I open up my messages and I got opportunities waiting for me. Right. So I really don't have to try hard. And that is the biggest blessing that I thank God for every day. Like, I don't have to try that hard, because everybody's like, hey, you know, you want to host this show?
Right.
Now, hosting got introduced. I fucking love hosting.
Dude.
That was another door of opportunity that kind of came.
Okay.
And once I feel like I'm such an entertainer, and I got so much character, to like holding a crowd and having a crowd be engaged with me is easy. It's a piece of cake.
Right.
Piece of fucking cake.
Right.
So when I came back into it and I said, I'm doing this music, hosting was something that came in.
Okay.
So I got this, you know what I'm saying? You want to host this? You want to co-host this? I'm like, yeah. Hosting pay more than rap.
That's a fact.
Hosting pay more than rap.
That's a fact.
People quick to pay you to host some shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker look at you crazy. You say $50 for a verse.
That's a fact.
I'm like, and that's nothing.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, you have to look at music. It's like, how can I make money to be able to put it back into my projects, to be able to have enough money to where I'm putting boosts behind my promo videos that I'm dropping, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that it's seen by more than just people in Arizona or people in California. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reach the East Coast. Shit, I want motherfuckers in Australia. I need Europe to be listening to my shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do some overseas shit. I'm trying to expand. So me coming back into music, it has been an absolute wonderful ride.
Dope.
And I tell people all the time, it's not about my destination. It's my journey.
Yes.
I'm having the most fun right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? This is fun for me. It's like, this is what I really am intended to do, and I know that. I know that for a fact now.
You lighten up too. Well, you like over here lighten up, man. I love it. I did want to. It's not really a question, but something that you said earlier that I think is important is you said I have conversations with myself every day. When we don't do interviews, we just turn the cameras on and talk.
Right.
And sometimes we don't turn the cameras on. I talk to him every day. Half of it's about this, half of it's about life. You know what I'm saying? And he knows I say something all the time. You got to self-reflect every day. I'm in a constant state of self-reflection, right? And I think you saying that is important because you can get lost. You can get lost in the sauce. You can get out here and, be going to the clubs and be hitting the studio but then it's like, well, where am I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can have all of that. You can do all of that. But if you're not in a constant state of where am I?
Right.
What am I doing? Who am I? Then you can get lost. Talk to us about, like, do you think that's important? And do you think I know you kind of touched on it, but do you think that's going to be a message that you're really going to hit home? Like, ladies, but like you said, not only ladies,
right?
Men, people, you guys, this is where we have to be. These are the things we have to do in order for us to, to be better, feel better, act better, just be better human beings. You think that's something that, is important and you're going to tie into your music?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
Like, I talk to myself and I answer my own questions.
Yeah, no, legit.
Okay.
Full conversation.
In the motherfucking mirror, I look at myself while I'm saying it because we have, this is a soul inside of just flesh.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what we get to like put our eyes on or whatever, but nobody can really go within. And if I'm scared to go within myself and ask certain questions, or if I'm getting ready to make a choice, and I'm a big reader too. I love books.
Okay, dope.
So I'm reading this book right now that's called, like, it's it's how to make smart decisions and smart choices that aren't based off of emotions.
Okay.
Because as humans, we lead off of emotions.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So like you said, to sit back and reflect and to ask yourself a question, even if it's in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And you thinking about it and you like, damn, is this something that's really making me happy? And you reflect. Or you just want to talk to yourself and you like business mind or my career, like what I said, like, is this really something you want to do with your business or do you want to do music? Right. And that's a real fucking question. Like, I talk to myself like that. Like, I'm asking you a real fucking question right now.
Right.
And I need answers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I ask God, too, like, put it in me.
Right.
To where I could just kind of, or let me see it when I'm out in the streets. Let me pay attention to certain things. But that comes from self-growth.
Yes.
Do you want to grow as a person?
That's key, too.
Or do you want to stay stagnant and comfortable? Because everybody like comfort. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like being snuggly in the bed. You like, oh my God, I got to get up, but I'm so comfortable. Or you going to force yourself to get the fuck up out of bed and get to it. So yes, definitely important. And I hope that people are like, it's that programming and then it's that reprogramming.
Yes.
I don't do excuses.
Okay.
I don't do excuses.
Okay.
Like I always man up, I woman up, I own my shit.
Right.
So if I'm late, I'm not gonna be like, man, I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. I had to go get gas, or you know what I'm saying, I had to go run around, I had a phone call. No, I apologize for me being late. That's on me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I should have left earlier. I knew I ain't had no fucking gas in my car, or I should have gassed up last night because I knew I had an interview the next day.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Certain things like that.
That's true.
And you take on that. But I really hope that people, even like you said, just even taking breaks, people live on this social media and live in this social media realm and did the fucking matrix so long to where it's like when you do take a break, you feel like you owe somebody something. You got to hurry up and get online, or you got to hurry up and show somebody where you at. Or I'm over here like, baby, I take weekends off the motherfucking internet, and people know this about me. I'll take a Friday. I won't check my messages until Monday. Or I'll take a Monday. I might not get back to you till Wednesday or Thursday because I have to back up.
Yeah, you do.
I need to center. I need to ground myself in the present moment. Like you said, where am I at?
Yeah.
Am I reflecting on what I'm doing? Or am I just going and going and going and going and going until my body shut down? Because I've done that before.
Yeah.
Where I have completely just gone and gone and gone until I have shut the fuck down and needed a whole 24 hours of sleep. Or I couldn't wake up. I couldn't do anything because I'm so fucking exhausted. And not even the physical exhaustion. It's mental.
Yeah.
Man, you talk about motherfuckers that you got to get back to people, and I see why motherfuckers got secretaries and all types of people in their corner.
1,000%.
It takes, and that's why teams are built too as you start getting bigger and bigger, because I just want to be an artist. I don't want to be the manager. Right. I don't want to be the promoter. I don't want to be all of these motherfucking. I just want to be an artist.
Right.
And in order for me to really do that, I'm trying to build and put different people in positions around me to where I can say, oh, they got it covered. Whew, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I've got a promo team, so I got girls. Even if I don't wake up every day and promote it, I got somebody that is. So it is still being seen. It is still, being circulated.
Right.
But I hope and I pray for everybody out there, okay? I hope that everybody is on their journey and they taking their time to really present and ground themselves. Because I'm really big on, I can't worry about what happened yesterday. Because like I said, I learned from yesterday already.
Right.
So I'm not going to keep waking up dwelling on the past if something fucked up happened to me. Because now what you're doing is you're putting up these blockages and you're living within what you don't really want, and you calling on certain negative things that you bringing into your life because you're worried about some bullshit that you just can't let go of.
Right.
Can't worry about the future. I'm not Cleo the psychic. Right. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Me no Cleo. Me not Cleo. Me don't know about none of them teams, no? So I can't sit there and put myself and be like, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That shit might not get done.
Right.
So I've really been creating a practice for myself, like y'all said, like just presenting myself. Like right now, I'm not worried about shit but sitting here at this table talking to y'all.
Right.
When I leave here, now I'm going to concentrate on where I got to go next. Once I get there, I'm present again. Right. This is where the fuck I'm at. I can't worry about what the fuck I got to do tomorrow or a week from now because I don't even know if it's going to go like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and like you said, just to kind of pick up where we left off with the conversation is that's where I'm going with my music. Like I want to educate people. Like I've now developed this practice. So this is how I talk. This is how I move. This is how I approach life, my situations. So if I could put that in my music and if I can inspire somebody to say, damn, well, I never thought about talking to myself. Well, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was crazy. People always say, oh, you talk to yourself, you crazy. Well, slap me on the ass, put a crazy bumper sticker on my ass and send me on my way. Because I am a little crazy. Okay? Enough, and I did look up that definition too, y'all. So crazy has two definitions. It has a psychopathic crazy definition, and then you have an enthusiastic crazy definition.
That's true.
I'm an enthusiastic crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not the psychopathic crazy.
Okay,
now,
maybe sometimes.
Don't push me.
Right, maybe sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Everybody
close
need a
to
little
the
bit of
edge. Don't do
psycho
that.
crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
That's
sure.
fun. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't harming nobody and trying to kill no motherfucking body.
Just
But
from time to time, you know what I mean?
it's okay.
Yeah,
Crazy is fun.
1,000%.
So I'm hoping in my music, I'm not hoping, I'm knowing in my music that I'm going to be able to, even if I touch shit one person, that's good enough for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for y'all to live in y'all truth. Be honest with yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. Don't let nobody else tell you how you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to move and how you're supposed to act. Because I'm sitting here right now because I've took all those experiences. I let all that happen to me to help build me and mold me into who I am right now.
Right.
You dropped a lot of truth bombs in there, man. That was crazy. I could go on and on about what you say, but I'll let everybody listen and really take in what you just said, because there's a lot of good life lessons in there, and as I was sitting here listening and you know, I was taking it in and I was just thinking about everything that you were saying, you know, from the beginning of our conversation about being in your 30s. I'm thinking in the 30s. I'm in my 40s now.
Okay, now.
So
whole new chapter.
Yeah. But it's still along the same trajectory as being in your 30s, because 30s is where it starts.
Right.
I truly believe that. It is where everything starts. Because 20s is weird.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there. It's just weird, right? Because you're going through a lot of, you know, who am I? What? But with 30s, you kind of start to, okay, I kind of am understanding who I am. And you go through the process and you go through all that kind of stuff. And I think it's really important for people to hear, everybody to hear, right? Because it is good to look back and reflect. But there was one thing, and I don't know if anybody caught this, but it was, don't just sit back and relax.
Right.
Sit back and reflect. It's not, you still move forward. See, and I think there's a, you know, and you really touched on it without really saying it. And I want to reaffirm that to people. Like, it's really important to go, okay, let me focus on ask yourself the question, get through this, go over this hurdle. What is this? But move forward. Do not stay stagnant. It is important to look at it, but keep moving forward. So when you took the break, you kept moving forward.
Yes.
Even though you took a break, you were still writing. You were still doing stuff. You were like, okay, this is, you know, what I'm going to do. I'm going to start creating this. I'm going to start creating, you know, and you're still moving.
Yeah.
You didn't stop moving. That is I think that's very important out of everything, you know, like to boil it down. Like, reflect, but keep moving.
Yes.
Because it's so important to get over those and find out who you are. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
After saying all that.
Yeah.
You ever think about podcasting? Because you would be a great podcaster. I'm serious. Like, you have a wealth of knowledge, and you know, and it comes across really well. You know, of like, you've seen stuff, you've went through things, and you know, I think you would be a good podcaster.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, you know what? And I think, honestly, what we say, like, everything is next on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with the hosting and the rapping and the business, so the podcast thing, that is next up on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Shouts out to Charlie. Charlie been, you know, that's OG right there. You know what I'm saying? I call him Uncle Charlie. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Charlie been talking to me about a couple of things, too. Yeah. But that's definitely going to be something else that I'm about to get into. Because I'm a healer. You know, I know I'm a vessel. So when I walk around and I know, and about being a healer is I had to learn how much healing you got to give a motherfucker before you give too much. And then you be left. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to learn when people come into your circle or they come into your life, you got to heal them just enough to where you're not exhausting yourself, and then, you know, you sit back and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying, all these people coming into my life, and, you know, I'm doing all this, and then, you know, you sit back, you reflect and stuff, because a lot of us don't understand that we're healers.
That's so true.
Yeah, we don't know that. Until we just get taken, and you be sit back like, damn, you know what I'm saying, you question like, what? Then you got to just be like, okay, well, thank you, God, you know what I'm saying, I was able to do that for them, and got to let them go, because you'll sit back, man, I just sit back and just get mad at motherfuckers, like, oh, you just gonna come through and take all my motherfucking good-ass energy, and oh, now you just switched up on me?
You know
okay, you got to turn into a positive, though, because now you got to thank God.
Right.
because there's always something greater for you.
That's
like
a fact.
I'm a big firm believer. What is meant for me will never pass me by. And if a door closed, it's another one that's supposed to open.
That is pure facts.
Just talking about
that's
this,
pure facts about
just talking about this.
Like,
Come on now.
If people just
the
realize
energy's still
that,
up in here then.
oh man, if the people just
absolutely.
realize that principle alone, like a door shuts, another opportunity is right there
Come on.
waiting
Facts.
for you.
Unless your ass sitting at the door that closed, knocking.
Oh well, yeah.
Keep knocking at the door that's closed.
Right, that's
It's the door that opened up behind your monkey ass. If you
around.
turned around and looked,
Yeah.
you so focused on what you didn't get. Nigga, that wasn't for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, that wasn't for you. Shit. Oh, he left me. Bitch, sayonara. Tell that nigga good fucking riddance. Because now you didn't allow a real man to come into your life.
Right.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? Or vice
that's true.
versa.
Yeah.
You leave a relationship and then you be sitting back where you be like, oh man, if they only did this or if they was only like that, we could have been. It's another nigga waiting outside your door with a fucking handful of roses, bitch. But you still worry about this nigga and who he fucking and what he doing now. Please.
Right.
Let them doors shut. I had a door shut on me. I slammed the motherfucking door my goddamn self. I don't want this door. It ain't for me.
Right.
Now I'm waiting for that other door to open up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how that's gonna segue into beautiful, but we're just gonna go. We're just gonna jump right to it. You know what I'm saying?
It will.
Yeah, let's talk about the single that's coming out.
Okay.
When is it dropping first?
April
of all?
the 21st.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so we still in promo mode.
All right.
The song is fire.
Thank you.
The
Yes,
song
so
is
good.
absolute fire.
Thank you.
Like lets you in, and then it's like beautiful is either right
Yeah.
there or maybe like a little bit.
It might be a little up. It might be a little up. It might be a little
I don't know.
up.
But the way you constructed the song, for one, the way it sounds is amazing. The way it was recorded, the way it's mixed, mastered, like the sonic quality is great. Now let's get the engineer out of the side, and just the way you do the hook is amazing. It's simple. It's to the point. It's repetitive, but again, intentional.
Yeah. Yeah. That
And
was a good
then,
word.
like you alluded to earlier, you have two verses that are attacking one issue, but different parts of the issue. Talk to us about this song because, man, I can't wait for people. And many people have tried to do tracks like this.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy thing to do. People
Right.
think like, oh, I'm gonna just drop a inspirational. Like it's not easy. And then and to make it sound good,
Right.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes it'll just come off corny. Like let's just
Right.
keep it a buck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or you pushing it too much on people.
It sounds
yeah,
forced as
yeah,
hell.
Yeah.
And this does not
Yeah.
sound forced. This
Thank
sounds
you.
genuine. Tell the people about this damn song, man, because the song is beautiful. The title is beautiful, but the song is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Baby.
Okay.
He did mix and master and engineer the record.
Shout out to
you know
Big
what I'm saying?
Baby, man.
Yeah. It's my dog, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got a lot of beautiful people that I could just go to, and
Big
it's a
Baby, man,
real
he's one of them
blessing.
guys,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Born and raised out here. You know,
Yeah,
we
Big Baby,
Phoenicians.
one of them guys,
yeah,
man.
we
Yeah.
Phoenicians, man. Shouts out IROC. You know, we was at the studio. So now that record, the original beat, my brother produced the beat.
Okay.
But that beat was produced about 4, maybe 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
So we was at the Hit Lab. It probably shit, man. I'm thinking 6, 7 years ago. We was at the Hit Lab studio,
Okay.
and we was over there in 2010, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe so. Forget my dates, but we had the song. I had the hook. The song got lost. So the computer crashed. The song was gone. No beat, no nothing. Right. But I had the MP3.
Okay.
But I didn't have no verse. I still have my verses and stuff on. I had an MP3, but the beat files is lost. We don't have a beat to it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, I ended up finding the song because it was so powerful when I did it, and I got so much recognition from people around me in my circle. But I never got a chance to drop the record.
That's crazy.
That's God's timing.
That's crazy.
It wasn't meant, because when I was gonna drop this song back then,
Man.
it wasn't time. So moving forward, I'm sitting back. I'm like, damn, whatever happened to that record? I'm going through my Google. I'm like, I know I got the MP3 somewhere. I know I got it. Searching in my Google. Google, come on, don't fail me. MP3 pop up. I'm sending it to Bookie. I was like, we got to remake this beat. I need this beat.
Okay.
He's like, all right, sis, I got you. So playing around with it, whatever. He came up with a beat. We played around with it, did the hook. We both sit back. He telling me like, sis, I don't think that's it. So I'm like, oh, Bookie, come on, Bookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes I get a little anxious, but then I gotta realize, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We ain't in a rush. Right. What you rushing for? We ain't no rush with this.
Okay.
I ain't got no time limit. I don't owe nobody nothing. I ain't gotta get nobody this.
Right.
So he was like, give me a couple days since I'm a woo woo. Man, that nigga got in there. So it became like this, like real, like a chant.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives you that ancestral chant. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the motherland. You know what I'm saying? We gonna kick it and we gonna keep it there.
Yes.
And then I said, wow, so I need a singer on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Can't just have just any singer. And the background of it, it had to go the way that it had to go. My girl Shelnay, this girl can blow. When I say baby can blow, this ain't no fucking game. Like, she gives me chills when she sings.
Okay.
So that was the first person that I thought of. Something had happened. She couldn't get in the studio that day. Me being hasty, I go with somebody else. That didn't work out. So it ended up circling right back around.
Okay.
I was supposed to have her on this song.
Yes.
So it circled back around. And me, I don't believe in coincidences or chances. I only believe in blessings. Never no losses, only lessons.
Right.
So I came back to it. We ended up getting into the studio. Bookie booked it with Big Baby. We got in the motherfucking, we booked, I think we booked a 4-hour block. We was in that motherfucker for 4 hours, playing around with it from hooks to everything. So that's why we kind of went back to the old way of recording. Where we're not going to go in there and record for an hour, trying to get a whole bunch of shit done and rushing. No, we're going to book a block. We're going to hang out. We're going to vibe. We're going to create a fucking song. We're creating a single.
Right.
After that, we mixed it. Boom, boom, boom. Now, back in the day, when I first heard the original beat, it did something to me. And I'm a very inspirational person automatically. Like I said, I have a Muslim background, so that's my religion. And then I'm open spiritually. I've been through things now and I've grown. But I wrote that verse when I was... I think I was maybe like 25, 26.
Okay.
That same verse. I didn't change nothing about the fucking verses. I kept them exactly the same because of how powerful it was. And when I did the record and I did my verses, it brought tears to my own eyes. I've never been able to do that doing any other music because how passionate I was speaking to my people. Like, I love my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm for people. I'm for the culture. And when I did that second verse that I said was dedicated to the men, I meant that.
Right.
Because it's like, and that was back, you know, when we was doing everything with Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and when it was the foundation of it, how everybody was coming and approaching it, and how every time you turned around and you turned the news on, it was that bullshit. And I was just like, man, like, it's hurting me.
Right.
And how can I formulate and put this into words? And when I tell you it just came effortless, it came effortless. I didn't have to rewrite nothing. I didn't have to go back and rethink like, oh, well, let me do all this. It just poured out into the record. And like you said, I didn't want it to be forced. I didn't, because, you know, black is beautiful. Yes, it is.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you used a good word. You said it wasn't forced, but then you also said it was
intentional.
It was intentional.
Yeah.
It was intentional. Yeah. I need you to hear me.
Yeah.
And when I say like that first part of the song, I'm generalizing it.
Right.
In the second half of the song, my second verse, I'm being specific.
Right.
Now I'm talking to the black man.
Right.
I'm talking to y'all in a way to where it's like, I know you're going to be able to feel this. Mm-hmm. And I had a good friend of mine, he listened to the record and he messaged me. He said, damn, girl. He said, I felt that. Yeah. Like I felt like he was talking to me. 1,000%. And right then and there, I said, okay. That I'm like, wow, you felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to feel that.
Right.
Because I feel like we don't talk to our brothers enough. We're not kind enough to our brothers when it comes to that. So I'm like, even it was just an 8-bar verse, but within that 8 bars, it's like, God damn, bring it back. Yeah. Let's just bring it back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it came. It came from a real warm heart. A good heartfelt space in me to where I'm like, I have to say this. I have to get it out. I need them to hear this. Right. And I was so happy when it all just tied in and it came together so beautiful. And I love that fucking record. And I believe it is. I do believe it's a level up from Let You In, because Let You In kind of was that introduce. Right. To, you know what I'm saying? Now with Beautiful, it's like, oh, okay. So she gets deeper?
Right.
Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I love that you say yours, mine, and ours. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that is so important. You know, I'm mixed, right? Mm-hmm. from the time I was 5, 6 years old, my parents told me, when you leave this house, you black.
Right.
That's what you're going to be seen as.
Right. Right.
And so I've grown up black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I am black. And you saying you're black, my black, our black, it is all the same and it is all beautiful. That is so important because we know there's the light skin versus the dark skin.
Come on
there's
now.
There's always a tit for tat when it comes to black community. And I was even talking to him about something earlier about just being together. If we really stuck together in these different times,
right? How
much shit would really change,
right?
And so that message of yours is good, mine is good, all of ours is good, all of ours is beautiful. I think again, I gotta research. I gotta look this word up. I gotta put it somewhere in my house because that shit was intentional.
Yeah.
And it is again,
yeah.
like no fucking pun intended. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It is fucking
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that shit, man.
Because like you said, light black, I mean, even when I was younger, you always get the light skin prettier than the dark skin or,
red,
what I'm saying, the red bones and all this. Because my granddaddy wasn't black. My dad's dad wasn't black.
Okay.
So, what I'm saying, like, I'm a light skin, but I'm mixed with, I'm French, I'm Italian, I'm European. So we went to North Carolina. My sister was the darkest one there. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but, the my Caucasian family.
Right,
I was taken back.
Right.
I was like, I didn't, because unless you put around it and stuff, it's always like one-sided.
Right.
And so when I say we come in like 50 shades, it's all the same. I'm literally saying from us being albinos all the way down to the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice off the fucking boat.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
Yes, you're black. Your shade, your texture, your kinky hair, your straight hair, your curly hair. All of this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's that message within. Again, it's like love yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody else tell you nothing. Don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses or anybody else that got something going on or you feel like if you ain't loving your motherfucking self the way God made you and your parents came together and their chromosomes made you and you look how you fucking look.
Right.
You're beautiful.
Yes.
And I really appreciate you for breaking that down like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful for that. I really, really, really appreciate it.
It's a fire record.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. That was the point that I was trying to prove with that record. It's like, I could get poetic, you know what I'm saying? We could get deep. But I still kept it surface. You know what I'm saying? Not too much, like you said, to where it's like, okay, I lost somebody or I went too deep because I'm a very deep person. I can lose a motherfucker real quick. But I know nowadays in how people's minds and their attention spans is, I'm going to keep it surface level, but I'm going to make sure that you feel this. You're going to be able to hear every word that I'm saying, and you're going to be able to create the relevance of why I'm saying this.
Right.
Without it being too, too pushed on you to where you're like, okay, damn, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're gonna be at a point to where you're like, okay, I appreciate this.
I feel that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's really where I was going with that record.
Dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this EP though. I really can't.
Yeah, the EP said what, July? You said July.
Look at you. I ain't gonna lie. It is a roundabout. It is. Okay. He must see you tapping into your psychic abilities. For me, so no specific days, but yes.
Okay.
It is in the month of July. You done pulled it up out of me. I ain't gonna make y'all wait too long. No, like you said, we ain't just sitting on nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, we're not in a rush.
Yeah.
Right. Once I feel it, I'm like, boom. And then because Follow Suit was going to just be on the MP, but Bookie made that beat, and he was like, sis, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little thought. If I could raise my hand, you know what I'm saying? Because, we talk a lot, and I gotta always respect his experience and where he came from in the rap game.
Right.
And this is why I'm as thorough as I am with this shit, to where it's like, okay. So we're going to release that. Follow Suit will be the third one. Then I have 3 other tracks with the intro and outro on the EP that won't be heard unless you actually, get the EP.
Okay.
Nice.
There it is.
Nice.
Well, Miss Veen, is there anything that we missed before we get up out of here? Is any shout outs, anything you want to discuss before we get up out of here?
Well, I definitely want to give you guys a shout out. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for opening up your space to me, being able to have these conversations and come up with different questions where it's not boring. It's not the same repetitious questions that you get on a lot of the interviews that I've been on. So I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
you. Know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I appreciate my family and my fans, everybody who's stood by me and supported me with my business, my career, me as an individual, me as a person. So shout out to you guys. And I just want everybody to just be on the lookout. If you're not already following me, follow me on IG. I'm really on all platforms. So YouTube, IG, Facebook is Miss Veen, MSV33N. The 3 is for the third eye. So if you ain't using the 3s, then you can't find me. So MSV33N. And we'll just leave it at that, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, abundant day when we get up out of here and we conquer what we got to conquer.
Yeah.
But yeah, shouts out to you guys, man. Thank you for supporting this platform. And, mostly thank you for supporting me always. So. Oh, and God. Let me say that. Let me give a shout out to God. Right. Okay, before we get up out of here in the universe, let me throw a praise to the Most High. Yes, but yeah, those are my shout outs. So. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for pulling up. It was way better than I expected, and I expected to be great. So I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Always welcome to come back.
Yeah, open it.
Always
for sure.
welcome to come back.
Don't say that. I'll be back in July.
You come back in July
for sure.
Yeah, sure. Come back in July.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Sure. We could talk about it in depth even more if you want.
Yes, sir.
This was an awesome interview. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really do appreciate it. Everybody, stay safe, stay positive out there.
And as always, this is the Gray Space. Peace.
My black is beautiful. My black is beautiful.